going to be showcasing the weapons one by one, and where we'll do it is here at the gate front, since you know there's a good array of enemies just kind of right here. I figured, you know, if you guys see one you like, or you see one that's super cool, I'll do like a location explanation video, whatever, walkthrough on how to get it. I don't quite remember all of them, but I'm more than capable of finding that and giving you a detailed guide on how to get them, no problem. I'm always willing at some point. So since I'm getting, you know, kind of like almost on my fourth playthrough, I'm thinking about here soon. I'm here soon thinking about doing like a level 1 playthrough. Of course, I'm not gonna stick to like a level 1 weapon and stuff like that. But anyway, let's get started. You guys know it. It's your simple dagger here. You know, nothing too special. We'll go ahead and pair that with the parrying dagger, and you can see exactly how that works. You know, you pair two daggers in this game, you get a pretty cool moveset. Honestly, it's pretty cool. You'll have to excuse if it does minute damage. You're probably the wrong kind of guy to decide to fight for this. See, it's not too bad. Go for a parry here. Oop. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oop. Messed that up. I'm not good at the dagger or parrying dagger. I'll just eat it because I can eat it for right now. We'll go ahead and there we go. Pretty decent when it comes to counter attacks. They are daggers. They're supposed to be pretty good on the high critical. Parrying dagger is basically the same, no real difference. So I like this one. I do like this one. I'm gonna pair it with a parrying dagger so you guys can simply see like enemies get parried. So this has the highest critical scaling of dagger in the game. It's a unique weapon though, so in order to upgrade it you would need somber stones. So let's head over here and have this man attack. Same you know dagger moveset, but let's see how much damage the thing does while it does a parry. Ouch. 1800 health on a critical attack. 13 from behind. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. No, it's a regular dagger. So it just takes regular smith and stones upgrades. You can put whatever art you want on it that's available for daggers. You know, great knife, nothing too special. It doesn't change anything. It's not upgraded. So you get a bloodstained dagger. I haven't used this either, but you know, it leads to blood loss, which is, you know, always awesome. Urge steel dagger. So, not too much different. If I see a unique dagger, I'll spend more time on it so you guys can see it. Or, you know, unique weapon in general. What's next? The Wakizashi. I haven't used this yet. So what's weird is when you pair this with another dagger, it doesn't do the normal dagger, but I'm sure if I do this, so basically they strike like katanas, which honestly is pretty cool. No unique skill. Ivory sickle. It's alright. It's not the greatest weapon there is. Crystal dagger. Okay, so this one is interesting because it boasts high magic damage as well. The ivory sickle did as well, but you can see it's overall a little better to, you know, choose the crystal knife. There's an upgraded version. So Scorpion Sting, Scarlet Rot dagger. So this thing will cause, you know, poison or Scarlet Rot buildup. And honestly, I haven't used it, but it's probably pretty decent. So I just got this by doing Sellen's questline last night. So it's the Glintstone Chris. So the cool thing about this is it's a skill that builds from the Glintstone Pebble Sorcery. Charge the skill to upgrade it to the Glintstone Dart. Follow up with a strong attack to chain this skill into a thrust. See, I bet that would be, I bet that would honestly be pretty good. I like that. So something I've wanted to use but haven't used. This is a pretty cool weapon. This is Reduvia. You can actually get this pretty early in the game. So that builds up bleed and does damage to opponents on hit. And the blade itself does build up bleed as well. None, I mean special, but not super cool. So Black Knife. I know for a fact that this weapon is pretty decent. I've seen people use it, but you get this, if I remember correctly, somewhere in the Atlas Plateau. So basically, you know, obviously a dagger, but so it has that cool like thing. So what that is the reduced max HP. In addition to dealing immediate damage, the blade reduces the enemy's maximum HP and continues to wear it down for a little bit. Weapon's pretty decent to PvP or enemies that have a lot of health, or invaders, or summons, or hosts that have a lot of health. Like it would hurt me a lot simply because it reduces your maximum health. But we'll go ahead and not bad, not bad. You guess yourself. So we're on to the straight swords. This is a regular straight sword, not bad. Only has a kick. A weathered straight sword. So you might have seen some enemies use this. It's kind of like a small version of the troll sword. Has a stance, upward cut, stab, or square off. Sorry, yeah, my bad. Now we have the Lord Worn straight sword. Again, I'll let you know if I've used some of these weapons, but it's the same moveset and the same Ash of War that most of the other ones. Cane sword. Now, if you want to be a fancy man, you can tote two of these and wear like a top hat. I mean, honestly, I haven't found one that makes me look like a bloodborne gentleman, but I haven't used it. It seems alright, but it seems kind of, you know, weak on the scale. Warhawk's Talons, though. This one you get from beating Swordtail Warhawks. It seems to have a unique moveset, or at least it's strong attacks, unless I'm just an idiot. I think that's all the straight swords. Carrion Knight, so this one is pretty good. I'm sure this one is pretty good simply because it's a mix between magic and physical. So Carrion Grandor, Carrion Royal Prestige embodies transform blade into a magic great sword to swing it down, can be charged. Oops, out of FP. Pretty good. I bet that's pretty good. Has a good design. Crystal sword. So it's basically another mage kind of thing. Really, it looks cool. That's all I can really say about it. I haven't used it or, you know, had a reason to switch back and use something like that. So this is the Scarlet Rot version. How the crystallines have Scarlet Rot, I don't know. They're literally inanimate. So, you know, pretty cool. It builds up Scarlet Rot, slight Scarlet Rot, but that's probably the most important part. So, Sacred Blade grants armament's holy essence and fires off the blade projectile. So I haven't used this, but it seems cool. But it only hits like once basically, but it also gives you weapon holy enhancement, so that's pretty decent. Ornamental straight sword. Now this, I haven't used it, but it's probably okay. It's funny because I haven't seen a lot of people PvP with parries a lot, but you can, you know, nothing too serious, but dual wield it, you get a second one for free, and then you can pop, 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 pop. So what's cool about this is, whenever you do its Ash of War, it buffs them, I think, with holy, and your heavy move changes when you charge. So yeah, I think they're personally pretty cool. And you can get that if you beat the tutorial boss or you end up going back to the tutorial boss. Gold epitaph. Last rites. Raise the epitaph to grant the effect of sacred order to your summon vicinity, particularly effective at laying waste to those who live in death. So, you know, I honestly have never used any of like the last right things or anything like that, just because I don't, you can kill him after you knock skellies down, what's it matter? Causes sleep. So I want to use this more, honestly, because I've been thinking about trying to do a sleep madness thing. Put your enemy to sleep if you stack it up enough, and it enhances it with sleep as well. Now, I do want to work with this one a little bit more because I really want to use the grab for madness. So this, Eokai's, what's it called? Oh, Regalia of Eokai. So, this is, if you haven't found it already, like the big version. I love this part. I wish I could find it for like a colossal sword. I wish that was a thing, but unfortunately. So pretty cool weapon. Coated straight sword, unblockable blade. So basically, enemies cannot block that attack, is what the whole deal is. You have something that says unblockable blade. Now you know this sword, I know this sword, I know this sword closely. Yeah, the Knight, or Sword of Night and Flame, busted, you know. Like, I literally will go through these guys, it's not even a problem. I'll just go up to them and absolutely, you know, dump truck murk them. Like, literally, it's just so unfair for them. I'm not, like, I mean, you know, taking hits is one thing and taking runs, but when you get, like, I'd say the halfway mark of after the Royal Capital, it does get a little bit harder and enemies do start hitting harder. But then again, I'm on my third playthrough. So let's move on to the greatswords. You gotta love it. It's your bad boy. You're on the only the claymore. Love the weapon art. Haven't used it myself too much personally. I don't use a lot of greatswords. Good look. Looks like your classic clay. So Lord Sworn greatsword. Now, I use this for a good part of my good part of my gameplay. You actually get it from here, and I used it a lot for a while, but I stopped using it basically. It's not too bad. It does decent damage for a greatsword. Knight's greatsword has the stamp upward cut. You've seen the art. I can show you the sword here. It looks pretty, you know, cool. It's just, you know, whatever. You can put any Ash of War. Banished Knight's greatsword. Also looks pretty dope. You can put any Ash of War you want on that, I think. So the Flamberg, if you're looking for a more bleedy setup, here's your classic Flamberg. Causes blood. Or blood loss, bleeding. I'm gonna put on a lantern because it's getting dark. Gargoyle straight sword. Pretty cool. Vacuum blade. So it does this basically. Gargoyle's black blade. So this does the same thing, but it uses the dark stuff. Yeah, I like that one. If I'm gonna use a greatsword, that's the one I'm gonna use. But it does have faith requirements as well. Inseparable sword. So this is the sword you get for going through and giving these brothers armor and stuff like that. It looks pretty cool, but I personally haven't used it. Grants armor and holy essence and fires off a golden blade projectile. So it's pretty cool. It's, you know, just that one we literally saw. So here's the greatsword version of the Regalia of Eokai. I'm sure it has some viability. I just haven't personally used it. Again, I love the weapon art. I wish I could find that for just swords in general. Ordovis greatsword. Now, if you've played the closed network test, or if you haven't, you've already gotten it. This was pretty fun to use. I like it. I just haven't used it. Again, I don't use many greatswords. Alabaster Lord sword. So I found those are called Alabaster Lords. It's decent. I mean, it doesn't exactly look exactly what the picture looks like, but that might just be because I have to. It could be the lighting. It doesn't seem to look like it shines like it should, but it could just be me. Death poker. You get this from beating a deathrite bird. Seems pretty decent. Looks like a big old hook. Blasphemous blade. So you can get this from using King Rickard's soul or whatever, or soul of remembrance, and making a weapon. Decent weapon. Does good damage. I've seen people use it. The flames steal HP from those they touch. I didn't know that. So this one I'm actually going to do a video probably after this one, how to obtain Golden Order Greatsword. Looks pretty sick. Like, look at that. That's pretty sick. I know that's cool. I know that's cool. I haven't used it. I know it's cool. It's just not like I haven't used it. It's not my thing. I also like the lore behind it. Basically, it's supposed to symbolize the tenets of the Golden Order and its model at the Elden Ring. You won your only Dark Moon Greatsword, or as you probably better know it, Moonlight Greatsword. So I don't have the intelligence to use it because I'm a dumb guy. But it causes frost buildup, and then you can basically buff it with Moonlight Greatsword. Raises sword aloft, bathing in light of the dark moon. Temporarily increases magic attack power and imbues blade with frost. Charge attacks release blasts of moonlight. So this bad boy, if you've seen my rune farming thing, I know it's probably got a lot of viability, but this thing is pretty cool personally. I also like Moonlight Greatsword, but again, I'm too dumb to use it. That thing travels forever, dude. Like, I see people use it. I occasionally saw people use it. Basically, you get this for beating the Elden Beast. And the Moonlight Greatsword you get you can get from going through with Ronnie's quest line all the way and doing it right. So here's a favorite, you guys, a Zweihander. Although, you know, to be fair, I feel like they kind of, you know, did dirty with the colossal swords. You know, basic, you know, stamp, but again, it's a colossal sword. My personal damage output favorite. So normally it just has a stamp upward cut, but I'm running the Bloodhound for this one. Gut sword, we know it. Troll's golden sword. So I don't really have an opinion of it, but it's cool. So basically what its art does is gives you a troll roar. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So this is basically just the magic version of it, but I'll show you it so you can see. If there's notable differences, I'll take more time. Pretty cool looking. I like it. So this is the sword from Blythe. Basically, you have to complete his quest line and then find him at Ronnie's Rise at the very end of her thing. I like it. I haven't used it too much personally, but it does seem pretty cool. Looks really cool as well. Art has a really cool art, or actually, pretty decent. Royal Greatsword, Wolf's Assault. So you know, you guys, if you've already been in the Weaving Peninsula and did all this, this is the Game of Thrones reference sword. Basically boosts all your stats for a specific amount of time, and you know, it's cool, but I stopped using it. Rune's Greatsword. So haven't personally used it. Again, it looks pretty cool. Just like a big block of metal or stone. Thing goes, I did a little research. It's pretty monstrous in terms of killing, you know, enemies, but there's different swords that are better for that. So Star Scourge, Greatsword. Okay, so you know, basically nothing too absurd. What happens if you? Well, that happened too quickly. So the cool thing about the sword, and really the only thing that would make me debate whether I should use it over a Blood Greatsword, which isn't going to happen because it's not whatever ashes I want, is the fact that you get 2 Ultra Greatswords for the weight of, or for the weight of 1. So like it's 20 pounds here. Well, I have to equip this. That's 23 pounds in each hand when I use 2 of them. But the only downside is, yeah, it does a lot of damage, but it doesn't have my hound step, and I like that. Cool art. Pulls enemies in and then slams them down. If they don't dodge it, they take a buttload of damage. I like it. So when you have a weapon that has another one and it comes in pairs, R1 is already automatically accessed to the combo whenever you are doing it, and your L1 will usually be square, or your L1 will usually be guard. Godslayer Greatsword. I've seen people use this. I don't really know how great it is, but it's basically the Onyx blade. Looks pretty sick. I won't lie about that. The Black Flame actually is a cool lore. I want to use this more. I just haven't really gotten around to it, and I really like my hound dodge. So Malekith's Black Blade is a pretty good weapon. I've seen it done, at least in PvE. So my favorite, probably art in the game, or Ashen Ward, is this. I literally love that Ashen Ward. I love this sword, not even gonna front. So let's get on the thrusting swords. Clean Rot Knight Sword. So has a basic, you know, thrusting sword, Ashen War. Brogear's Magic Rapier. This one is the original one. So you get this at +8, which is pretty good. It's for Scarlet Rot buildup. I see a lot of people use this sometimes, and Scarlet Rot buildup is the, you know, an actual viable threat. Let's move on to the Great Ippy. So heavy thrusting swords, I've seen them used. They're pretty decent. I won't lie. Heavy Godskin Stitcher. So I have something specifically on this, but basically just a thrust. Sorry, I'll let you guys look at it. Bloody Healer. So I know this one is good, and I'd like to be able to use it more. Causes blood loss, and I like that. I do like that sword, or this heavy thrusting sword. Scimitar, you know it, you've seen it before. Spinning Slash does another Spinning Slash. Scavenger's Curved Sword, so basically the same thing, it just builds up blood loss. So Mantis Blade, nah, I don't really have any specific opinion of it, except its heavy charge extends its range basically to that of a long sword, which I guess that's cool, but practicality, I don't think it's still going to catch anybody if you're going PvP. So Beastman's Curved Sword, nothing special, it's just a Beastman Curved Sword. Flowing Curved Sword looks cool, but I mean that's really all I have to say about it. Has a unique heavy attack. Let's put on some nice not cute armor. Yes, the nice cavalry armor is cute. If you want to know how to get this and it's your first time seeing this, I do have a stream guide up for that and specifically where to go to get it. So Serpent God's Curse Sword. So formerly used to sacrifice the sword, restores HP upon slaying an enemy. Now I haven't tested it, but my opinion is if you run 2 of these, you'll restore twice as much health. So if you're also running that and you're running a Taker's cameo, you should be fine on health as far as whenever you beat an enemy. So Nox Flowing Sword. I actually haven't used this yet to see its special, but we'll find out. I don't like that, but it's alright, I guess. Wing of Estelle. So this is a pretty cool one. Heavy attacks send out charges of light. Oh, is it just all of them? Oh, okay, so it is. Ah, so you know what this is, you know what this does, you know exactly how this works. This is the Eclipse Shottel. Death Flare sets the lustrous sun ablaze with the Prince of Death's flame, inflicting a death ailment upon foes. Blow up an additional put to bring down the armor, triggering an explosion. So I don't understand. Maybe it's supposed to work like that, the way I see people using it, but I still think it's pretty cheap to do that. And if I see running with it, I'm gonna do the same thing and just have higher focus. So honestly, it's good without just, you know, doing that. Like, this is a good weapon without everybody using it for the cheap thing. I like it. Pretty easy to find too. So we're on to our curved greatswords. Pretty cool looking sword, not too bad. Bit of a curved slash. I mean, yeah, curved spinning slash. Omen cleaver. I think this one is pretty cool looking as well. I love my curved greatsword. Same thing as the other one, pretty nice looking. Bloodhound's Fang, extremely absurdly strong for some reason, because everybody in the mob stands this. I've literally seen a dude only come in and do that specifically, but it is a good sword and it does good damage for a curved greatsword. Nah. Onyx Lord's greatsword. Pretty cool. I haven't personally used it myself much. Another curved greatsword. Magma Worm Scale Sword. You get it for beating the Magma Worm on the pass up to Atlas Plateau. Pretty cool. I won't lie. Pretty cool. Has a smash attack, which kind of is poopy, and I've never been hit with it. Can't use it because I don't have the dex, but this is Murgot's Cursed Sword. Skill, Cursed Blood Slice, braced and charged forward to deliver a downward diagonal slice. The bloody trail of the blade is followed by a burst of flame. Additional input allows for follow-up attacks. I can still show you what it looks like, though. Probably a pretty good weapon. So we're on to our katanas. You know it, you love it. The Uchi katana has the unsheath art. R1 sends a quick slice. R2 gives a heavy downward. This is the Blood Naga Kiba. I personally prefer this over the Uchi katana just because it's longer. Reminds me of the washing pole. Does a stab instead of a downward slice. I should be showing you the dual wield, I'm sorry. This is what it's like dual wielded. So pretty cool moveset. Serpent bone katana. Meteoric ore blade. So well, here's the serpent bone. Cool. So basically, it's got the same moveset of a sword I'll be showing you here soon. So, meteoric ore blade. This is a good weapon. I do like this. It's strong attack, just reminiscent to the Black Iron Knights or whatever from Dark Souls 2. Good gravity attack. Gravita. The Weed Bale and the Rivers of Blood. So let's start with the Weed Bale. You've seen it, your mom's seen it, your dad's seen it, your whole family's seen it. It's got the cool ass waves of moonlight that come out when you use your special. It's actually an okay weapon without needing to spam it. Did you know that? It's basically unsheathed but with moonlight. So I like this one, but unfortunately right now arcane weapons aren't scaling properly, so it's kind of under efficient, but it is cool. My favorite are probably one of them. So I can't use this properly, but this sword I see everybody using it. Now it does a lot of damage, but if you're a poise monster, you can literally give them a jump attack while they're doing it. But I don't have the stats required to use it. So let's go ahead and go to the twin blades. So it's lovely twin blades. I'm glad they brought these back. That's a good thing. See, this is the Twin Knight sword and the God's Pillar. So I'll go ahead and show you what it's like. I should have heavier armor on so they can't like knock through my boys like It's not upgraded, that's why it's not doing much damage. Stunning slash, you know it. Now this one is pretty cool, mostly because of its weapon art. So I keep calling them weapon art, but I mean Ashes Spore. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Gargoyle Twin Blade and Gargoyle Black Blade. These are just basically spinning slashes as well. The Black Blade does holy damage, the other one does basic damage. So two weapons are pretty cool, but honestly they're meant to be used with two hands, so why would you? So on to Eleanor's twin blade, or twin pole, whatever. So this is also a arcane scaling one. What its scaling is kind of broken, so so let's take a look at it. Cool. Pretty cool. On to axes. It's, you know, a little basic axe. It's not like too special. Iron cleaver. Quick step has for this is what your basic quick step looks like. So let's go ahead and this has wild strikes on it. You can follow up with a heavier or light to do another attack. Highland axe has a war cry on it, so war cry changes your heavy war cry is, I think, yeah, a lunging charge attack. This is Ice Rhine Hatchet and Rose's axes. So Ice Rhine Hatchet looks pretty cool. Has Hoarfrost Stomp, you know it, you spam it, you love it. And Rose's axe, again, kind of like it, but I haven't used it really that much gives you a little old skelly party afterwards. Called no, wrong one. Rose's summons. So let's move on to the great axes. What is this one? Barbaric roar. Okay, so barbaric roar. Let loose beasts rally to rally the spirit, increase attack power, whack to strong attacks, do savage combo attacks. See, I like this one personally, but honestly, I like both Warcry and all of them. I wish Pro War actually did something pretty decent. I haven't personally used a lot of the great axes. This is Crescent Moon Axe, and this is the Long Half Axe. So they both have Warcry, but I'll just let you see them. Right? Do I have it? Yeah. You know what Warcry looks like. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. The Great Omen Killer Cleaver. I think they look pretty savage. I haven't used them a lot, but they look cool. They come with the Wild Strike attack. You got to see the R1 that time. Sacred Butchering Knife and Gargoyle Great Axe. So, Sacred Butchering Knife is alright. It's got a Warfire Barbaric Roar. So the cool thing about this weapon is if you hit attacks squarely on enemies or enemy players, it restores your health. So I thought that was a pretty good effect. Restores a very small amount of HP when it squarely strikes an enemy. It's decent. Gargoyle Black Axe and Winged Great Horn. So Gargoyle Black Axe isn't really anything special, it's just the Kindred Holy version, Kindred Black Blade version, holy damage. The Winged Greyhorn raises the Greyhorn's wings since to summon a soul-sapping miasma. Enemies in the affected row suffer from reduced defense. So that could probably be pretty good. Oh, that makes sense why I take so much damage after being shot. So Axe of Godric. I command thee, kneel. Repeatedly smash the Axe of Godric into the ground, unleashing up to 2 earthquakes, and then you can follow up with it. What did it say? Follow up with an additional put to produce a 3rd shockwave. Oh. Okay. So that is the great axes. Now we'll move on to hammers. Morning Star. And the stone clubs. So yeah, they're pretty cool. Not really, but you know. They have the kick, Ashen War. War pick. And a hammer. Oh gosh. Same art, same kick. Both of them. I think. Yeah. So next is the Monk's Flame Lance and the Envoy Longhorn. So I haven't used either of them very much, but the Flame Lance only has a kick. The Longhorn has like an ocular bolt. Yeah, go get them. Scepter of the All-Knowing and America's Hammer. So these have unique ones. Basically this reduces everybody's damage reduction defenses, and that includes you as well. America's Hammer is what you get from taking Radagon's Soul of Remembrance. So next we're on to flails. Haven't used them like I said, but they seem pretty decent. This is Knight Rider flail and a regular flail. They have the same kind of moveset. Their art lets you follow up with a heavy or a light. You can hold it to increase the duration. This one's pretty cool. I haven't used it very much. It does this. Pretty cool. I should probably turn that off. Hold on guys, let me turn that off. I think it's probably pretty decent if you use it. So we're on the warhammers now. So we got our brick hammer and a war pick. Endure is like your back in Dark Souls 3 when you could punch people and use endure to get through their hits. Basically your tank damage attack. So the war pick doesn't have a moveset with them. The brick hammer's attack is barbaric war. So we'll go ahead and move on to a different one. So we're gonna use the battle hammer and the rotten battle hammer. So rotten battle hammer is just the same as the battle hammer, just scarlet rot. Both have the same art. Ash of War, sorry. Great stars. I also have a video up on how to get that. It has endure. Envoy's Longhorn is, I guess, okay. I'm sure that would do a lot of damage if you let it. Cranial Vessel Candlestand and Devourer Scepter. So this basically, if you hold this down, you keep pressing it, you're throwing out fireballs. Devourer Scepter. So this one basically, any enemy hit within the thing has their HP absorbed and you get HP back. Haven't used it, but I've seen people try to use it. It's alright, I guess. Golem's Halberd. I'll make this into two parts. I'll explain that this is from daggers to halberds, I believe it is, right? Daggers to halberds. Or daggers to warhammer. But thank you guys. I'll be doing more. I'm just, doing something different, letting everybody, see everything and see what they like, and if you see something that you would like to know, I can show you where to get. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. Appreciate you. I also just hit my 1.2 thousand views, and I'm super excited about that, so thank you, and I really do appreciate it.